Okay, we're here with Coach Hoiberg. Begin our post-game press conference. I'll start with Robin Walshett.
Hey, Fred, can you just kind of run down what was supposed to happen on that final possession? And, I mean, I'm assuming it didn't go the way that it was drawn up.
Let me first of all talk about this, Robin. I couldn't be more proud of my guys for going out there and fighting the way they did and going toe-to-toe with the number 6 team in the country. And, this has been an incredibly difficult stretch for everybody involved. And, for those guys to go out there, sore, beat up on this losing streak, and find a way to continue to muster up the energy to go out and compete the way we are, I give our guys all the credit in the world for that. And, that's what I talked about in the locker room. The positives of the steps that we took in the right direction, less playing in a crowd, better cuts on offense to loosen up Illinois' pressure, getting to the free throw line again, shooting better for the most part. We struggled and missed some at key moments. But, we continue to do a good job getting it in there. One of the most physical teams in the country, pretty much even on paint points. We out-rebound that team by 1. But, the lack of execution on that last play is extremely disappointing. To draw something up that we think could have at least gotten us a good look, to win a game like this, and then to go out and have a couple guys in the wrong spots. That's the hard thing, Robin. That's going to be the one, that certainly will keep me up tonight. But, as I told our guys, the biggest thing that we need to take out of this is to know that we can play with anybody. And, to, battle a team that's going to be a national championship contender, that's a huge step in the right direction. And I'm really proud of my guys for that.
Chris Bassnett.
Fred, I know you've praised your guys' fight and their attitude and their spirit all year, but did you see this coming against this team just with, the way the last couple games have gone?
I did think we'd come out and compete again, Chris, because that's what this group's made of. It's what they do. My big thing was looking to play smarter basketball, and for the most part we did it. Of our 13 turnovers, we did a much better job of not going and trying to fight through 3 or 4 guys coming down on the break and attacking numbers. And if we didn't have anything, we did get into our offense and our set, as we talked about after the last game. We were going to try to have a little more structure, and I thought we did a better job of that. The turnovers we had were just kind of on ball reversals where they shot the gap in the passing lane and, unfortunately got pick sixes on them. But, for the most part, we did a better job, and that's what we're going to have to do. If we're going to have a chance to win games, we have to limit the mistakes that we're making as far as playing in that crowd. Unfortunately, we missed a couple good looks right there at the end. Lat puts us up 6, I think, with under 3 to go. We missed a couple right there at the basket, and then Lat had a great look that we'll take every day of the week. He had a wide open shot at the top of the key, and he had just hit a couple. And when Lat gets it going like that, you think he's going to hit every one of them. And then after we messed up our execution in that last play, I didn't think our flow in the overtime was where it needed to be. We got a couple, baskets, free throws, but, we just didn't have. And again, guys, listen, our team right now, they're fighting it. I mean, they're hurting, they're sore. Mentally, it's been a tough deal, what we just went through, and in the losing streak, it weighs on you. So, we just got to find a way to continue to work our guys back into shape and get their timing right. Hopefully we'll get one of these wins.
Michael Brunst.
Fred, can you talk a little bit more about the work that your guys did in the post tonight on Coburn, especially, I guess, with this being the 3rd game this week?
Yeah, that was one of the biggest things in the 4 days of preparation going into live play again. We really worked on our ball pressure, and we really worked on fronting the post, and our bigs have done a tremendous job of that. We talked to our bigs about, had 15 fouls to give, and I thought we, had some good ones there. Derek fouled him at the end, and he missed both, and then Ivan went in there and didn't give him the easy layups. That was a big part of what we were doing, and then he made a couple big ones. They're under, I think, 45 seconds. But, yeah, I mean, our bigs, they battled the strongest guy in our league, and, if they can do it against him, then we should be able to do it against anybody. And, I thought our weak side help sitting in there was good, and I thought our rotations for the most part, we wanted to run their shooters. 3 of their perimeter players, 75% or more of their shots are from the three-point line. So it may look like we were flying by them, but that was the game plan, to try to force them in to shoot in twos and run them off the line.
Chris Bassnett.
I know the schedule is what it is, and you've talked about that, but can you speak to the challenge now of having to get on a plane tomorrow, play Sunday, and then having the back-to-back against Maryland later on in the week?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to meet, we have to test early. It's just the way it is with all the different sports that are testing at the Devaney Center. So we'll go in and test at 8 in the morning and go straight to the airport from there and fly out. I think our flight time is at 9 a.m. Be a long flight, and then, get our guys some rest, get their feet up, and then we'll be able to go over to the gym, I think at 4:30 or 5, for a very light walkthrough with an early game. And that's the hard thing about this one. I'd have to play early and then have a day and then bounce back and finish this crazy stretch. I think it's 7 games in 12 days in 5 states, and capping that off with the back-to-back at Maryland after having 20 days off. I mean, that's for people that have played this game. You know how hard that is to take that amount of time and have your bodies deconditioned, and then have to bounce back and ask your guys to go out and compete like they are, and have games stacked up on top of each other, and to play their asses off every time they're stepping on the floor. That's hard to do, man. And that's what these guys, I'm telling you, since the first day that we got them, I knew they would be competitors. Now, have we played the smartest basketball this year? No. We played much better in that area tonight, and hopefully we'll get that back. But when we went through what we just did, it's extremely difficult, and I couldn't be prouder of our players for how hard they are playing basketball right now.
Okay, we'll finish up. Dirk Chatelain.
I know there's lots of signs for optimism, Fred, but what would that one have done for your guys, in your locker room, had you guys been able to finish it?
Well, I mean, obviously it would have been huge to know, that you can go out and get one against anybody with a team like Illinois, who's, again, a national championship contender, number 6 team in the country, coming off what we just had, and to battle them and go toe to toe. So sure, it would have been huge to get it, but when you look big picture right now at everything we got going on, what we have to find a way walking out of this one is to know that we can compete against anybody. And the 2 things in this profession, in this game, that are very difficult to get behind you are big emotional wins and tough, devastating losses like we had tonight. So it's up to us to find a way to help our players put this behind them. And, I talked to him about it's got to bother you, but once we get to tomorrow, it's got to be behind us. You got to flush it down the toilet and move on to the next game, and we'll do that tomorrow, get a good, hopefully sharp, crisp walkthrough, and then have that early game at Penn State. But, again, the thing that I take out of this one is, we gave ourselves a chance against one of the best teams in the country.
Now we'll finish our press conference with Coach Hoiberg. We'll have players here shortly. Mike?